VR really quick, but particularly the AI lab, because that is all-encompassing of where we're going now. And then I'm going to briefly talk about America's Samoa, but then show you the products that are in there. So I think that'll be a great transition. But thanks to Peyton, we have this adorable, where's Colton? Never mind. Very lovely expedition that we made for ISTE for the AI lab. He went to Lexington Middle School in North Carolina, took 360 images and pictures for us so we can create this expedition to show at the show. So I'll go into that. But this is Anna's baby. I don't know where Anna is, but she made this VR Expeditions 2.0 platform. It's 360 images alongside of what I call readable content from Encyclopedia Britannica. So teachers lead these experiences to the classroom with a few questions, a quick description of what it is, and then they go into the visual aids. So this one is, like I said, North Carolina. It was a middle school. There's 5 scenes in here. It kind of shows you exactly what's there, gives you a brief description. And the AI lab in general is a bunch of modular stations with products in each and lessons associated, so the students can either rotate through them or work on them all together. But let's go to the student workstations first. This one in particular, we did 2 different wall murals for them, custom wall murals with the school's mascot, the lettering, school colors, everything. So these are the stations. I'm going to read it to you. So this is what the teacher would do. They would read this description on the side. The students would be looking around like this, but the teacher has all of these cues to do as they're looking. So RobotLAB, we like a clean look of color-coded stations. Each hexagon workstation can seat 6 students who pair together to practice collaboration and teamwork. Our team will help review dimensions and specifications for each lab and make the space work for you. So as you know, every room is different, every layout is different, so we need to know how it will work best or how many feasibly will be able to fit in a room and not bump into each other to make it work. So we don't mention that. So smart transportation station, this one was Industry 4.0. There's humanoid robotics. We kind of have 4 or so favorite ones, but then we'll be expanding to more. Obviously, every 2 years or so, products change, technology changes, so we have to keep up with that as such. Next one's showing the custom wall art a little bit closer. So, we talked multiple times to the director of education there, or technology. She had a vision for how she wanted this. She wanted a clean look, white walls, but really enhance the colors that were going on. So we made that happen for her, thanks to Colton and Paul. So as you can see too, we do the storage cabinets. There's decals over here on the left, specifying the color coding of the school. There's a Pepper robot on there, Now robot, etc. Different colors. This is showing the second wall art. So that means every space is truly its own. Whether it's a middle school, elementary, high school, it's all, custom. We do like these tables, though. It does give the proper amount of space for a computer, working space, and then keyboard, etc. We just made this, and it just says that it includes all instructional materials, apparatus, software, and equipment necessary to accommodate a class size of your choice. We custom need almost any budget, so we've been doing either by station or whole lab. So just depending on the budget, we want to make sure we help everyone. Let me take this off because now it's going to be, yeah.
What grades are these for?
K through 12.
K through 12? Mm-hmm.
Because we are experts at what we do, just like B2B is experts at what they do, we have to navigate and help teachers figure out what products are best for their age range. So there's different things that now can do that a high schooler might have more flexibility to do than an elementary school student. And really what we're doing in the K-12 and higher ed sector is getting them ready to do these jobs, coding these robots to do the warehouse stuff, or what I was thinking when I was sitting down here is reminding you guys how many different people we have on our, on our team, and people are really good at math, or they're super good at the coding part, or they can repair a robot like nobody else. So we need to find those like best qualities and kind of navigate the students into those channels as necessary, because everyone's different. Or someone's really good at writing, they could write stories on and tell them on Now. There's so many ways to do it. Yeah.
So the room that we just saw, is that like, if they said it was a middle school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like an elective room, like where, like when I was in middle school, you'd have to, once a week, you'd have one day that you'd go to like gym, and then another day that you'd go to art, and another day that you'd go to maybe tech and science, and then, is it that type of room, or is it like every kid in the school uses it all the
Yeah,
time?
no, that's a great point too. So it's both. So sometimes it's an elective. Sometimes it's a space that any teacher can bring them in. So you can, with STEM and technology, you can bring in language arts and do storytelling and have Pepper now tell a story, or science, talk about, whatever with the autonomous cars and the drones, what is the terms? Pitch, torque. It's the speed of obviously this is not my, but there's different abilities for all kids. We want to help them navigate to what career they want to decide to go to later, or figure out what they're good at. Because I feel like every kid is good at something, whether it's sports or, whatever. Everyone has something that they're really good at. So you just have to find that. You have something to add?
No,
Okay. So all of these carts, and there's going to be more, are part of a larger project, which was America Samoa, or is America Samoa. So for the salespeople, every single sale is important, because Samoa started out as, I want a now, and it turns into a $2.9 million project. So you build a relationship with people, you talk to them, thank you. Thank you. So,
It's 2.9 million.
yeah, I mean, I think it's really about building relationships and showing them that what they need, and help them figure out how to navigate through, the hundreds of products out there. Not everything is the best fit for them. So we have to figure out what best aligns with the age group, the class size, their budget. Those are all really important things that we have to listen to and kind of figure out for them. So I'm not going to go over this too much, but I want to show you the presentation that I showed them, and then we'll actually go physically see the products over there, and Mitch will take over. Their whole initiative on America Samoa is to bring all the students up to date with this technology that we have now. Obviously, the remote territory. They want to be, and they want the same things that I just said. Give their students all the opportunity to be able to be whatever they can be with this technology that's out there. So whether it's leading a team of people repairing robots, or doing the technology coding part, or whatever the case is, that's what they wanted to do for their kids. So we were talking the same language, and he saw that, and we were just bouncing back and forth about it, and that's why it grew to how it is. So. Also, what we've offered them is an internship. So after this program is over, the seniors have the opportunity to come out here and do internships with our team. So whether they're going to go oversee Brian's team, or they're going to go see implementations, maybe not the whole thing, like on site, but seeing how the robots work in functionality. All the way to maybe, shadowing us salespeople. That's kind of what we're going to do for them, and that's going to continue to grow. I would even say with the Egypt University, we've offered the same thing. So internships, because we're a growing company, and even when we were a small company, we have a lot to offer people, I think, in many different assets. So, pretty cool. So STEM carts. We created them based on the knowledge that sometimes it's not a space that's available. They have a whole school, and they want to be able to push these products around in a safe way. So we created these carts. Most of them, or all of them, have 3 products in each. that all align with their age range. So they learn how to code them, build them, etc. There's many different things to do. This one was K2. We've identified K2 as definitely the beginning, obviously, of coding. They have not much experience with what they call Blockly or Scratch. So we had identified different products for each age range. Obviously, 6 through, or 5 through 7 is kindergarten?
What?
6? 6 through 7?
Yeah, 5 to 7.
Age.
Oh, the age.
Yeah. So there's something called Scratch Junior and Blockly. So they use different color-coded, I don't know, things for different functions. So you turn something X amount of times, you have to put the number in there, or speed up this many times, go back, turn right, left, etc. So those are the functions that they start to learn in the beginning, and then that graduates up to Python coding, which is whatever, script.
So like blockchain scripting.
Right.
Just like connect little. Yeah.
But I mean, students are doing it in, 6 years old right now.
Yeah,
They're
that's awesome.
like Shelly can probably do loads of these things. But the whole thing that RobotLAB, what we want to offer are products that can be used over and over again. We don't provide you a kit with straws and paper clips and you build a kit and then that's yours to take home. You use these products and they're in your classroom for years. You just add a computer or a tablet and then you learn to code them and then rotate them either through a class or through a whole school. Either engineering, it's basics to coding. Sometimes it's screen free. Sometimes you need a screen or Windows-based, iOS, web-based platforms to code them. This is one of my favorites, actually. The robotic arm is one of my favorites. That's the beginner kind of version of an automated warehouse. They learn to draw their name with the arm, pick up and sort blocks based on color, etc., using accessories to move the blocks and then sort them. That's all the really beginning concepts of automated warehouse. So, millions of Amazon warehouses all over the place. These kids are learning it at 6 to kind of think about that. So it's kind of crazy. Other products are the Kai's Clan. That's one of my favorites as well. They are a New Zealand-based company, but they have rovers that turn into whatever theme-based mat you're using. So you use a tablet to create a Mars rover or ambulance or whatever the theme is of the mat, that's what it turns into. So it brings augmented reality into the coding aspect. They also have tons of lessons, so it's really versatile. But as you see, it kind of graduates as they go higher and higher. So 6 through 8, obviously, I think middle school through high school, the abilities are much more in depth. So the younger ones are doing mostly screen-free coding, color-based coding, as you'll see with the Ozobot, where you just draw with a marker and it follows the color, different colors mean a different function, etc. Or you use that block-based coding where you're just connecting lines. I don't know what to call it. And then autonomous cars, this uses Scratch, right? Scratch coding. Also with that, I will show you here. I have to go through constantly and figure out what the Common Core, so Common Core is what math people are using in K through 12. There's different coding that the teachers have to know. So even in grant writing, they need to know where does this apply on, whatever spectrum of, subject they're teaching. Also, NGSS is National something science standards, whatever. So it all applies to math and science, but also the language arts thing is huge too. And I think there's a lot of ways you can make that applicable. Little bits Sphero. And then the high school has the drones, the Zoomies, and the robotic arms. So what we're doing in our sector is figuring out, like you all, the best of breed technology, what works best for whatever situation that they're in, so whatever age range, and then talking to them about what they need, what their class size is, and obviously budget plays a huge play because we can give them multiple, things that they can build and be engineers, or the robotic arms, which they partner together, but really we're fostering a collaboration and teamwork through all the students. I think that's super important to know how to play well, how to talk to each other, putting your two minds together, because I might know something you don't know, and vice versa. So we try to foster that creativity. But those are all the carts are there. They're all getting VR, and then special education as well. We're not just doing it for regular abilities, it's for all abilities. So autism spectrum disorder, anxiety disorder, any de-escalating stress, everything you can think of, there's something for that, especially with technology. So we have the Now robots, super versatile, but we also have a software that we partner with this company called Movia, and they teach different calming lessons, how to brush your teeth. You get to celebrate by doing a large motor dance or something. There's so many different things you can do with that, and it makes sense to them. It's a toy-looking robot rather than a humanoid face like RoboKind. So, everyone reacts differently to different robots, so that's why there's a full spectrum of things available out there, and we're there for it. And also virtual reality, it helps you with autism spectrum disorder, understand how to talk to people in a hallway, talk to police on the street, maybe, identifying if somebody's looking you in the eye or not, or vice versa, you looking in somebody's eye. It's super important for people. And then this one as well, projected reality station is a stationary station with sand. It's a sandbox with a projector on top. You can do a multitude of lessons, including topography, what happens when you build a volcano, it turns into water, what happens when you take a water source away from animals, moving different flora and fauna. It's crazy what you can do with this. But this also as well is a full spectrum of special education, and then younger kids, probably K through 8. So let's go check out those products.
All right, great. So welcome to the education side of all of this. You heard a lot from Amy already about the stations and how we sectioned that out. She spoke a little bit about the Ozobots. This doesn't really have coding itself involved, but it does have coding concepts involved. So basically, you can teach students how to give instructions to a robot via color code. So they'll draw a line on a piece of paper, and the robot will follow that line, and you can code in different color changes that will provide different instructions for the robot, whether you want it to turn left, turn right, do a little spin, change colors on top of it, simple things like that. So the very lowest level is instructions, and this is a good way to teach students how to provide instructions to machines using coloring, using colored markers, which is awesome. This is the Dash. This is actually no longer a product that we support, so I don't know much about it, Amy. Block-based coding, very simple to use. Zoomy the same way. This is an autonomous car. This one is really cool. It's got some basic, obviously coding that you can do block-based. It's got some really cool features like a little camera inside, so it's got a vision system, so you can have it make decisions on its own. You can put this thing in a little virtual environment where it'll simulate, driving through a city, things like that. Very cool, very good for younger students as well. CoDrone, this is a little drone, also block-based coding. You can program, I believe both of these, you can take it up the next level and program it in Python as well. For this one doesn't come with a remote control. I don't think they do anymore, but they do?
That's the older version.
So the older ones don't come with a controller, the new ones do. Yeah, this is a good way to teach students. Of course, you can do a block-based coding. You can have it programmed in Python itself. You can have it, program in decisions that it needs to make. Lift, 5 feet high, change the pitch to move forward 5 feet for 20 seconds or something like that. If it gets within 10 inches of a wall, go backwards, turn around, go in a different direction. Things like that. You can program all of that logic in. Block-based again, or Python. Moving on, the Altino. This is another autonomous car. We would use these for the smart transportation station, along with these three. Scratch programming, not really supported very much anymore, but it's still really cool to program in some logic behind having the car drive itself. You can do that through a little simulator online, and then you can connect this to your computer and then send the instructions to the car. Give it a little space that it can roll around in, and it will drive itself. This is also really cool. This is the Now robot. Everybody's familiar with Pepper. This is their cousins, we like to say. If you guys don't know the story behind Pepper, it's basically, Now came first. Some developers wanted a bigger version, and that's where Pepper came from. So Now has actually been around for a long time. This is Now V6. So, of course, previous versions. Fully programmable humanoid robot, perfect for a desktop, literally sits on a desk. It's, bipedal, it's got a humanoid structure. There's conversational skills, fully programmable in Python, C++, JavaScript. It's compatible with ROS interface, things like that. I like to say that this robot can take you from elementary to university. We get contacted by people doing their senior design projects on robot applications, and they want us to review their code, things like that. Or you can teach, elementary schools, middle schoolers, the very simple basics of block-based coding. The interface that goes along with this, similar to Blockly, but a bit more in depth. As you gain, experience within programming, you can access the source code behind all of the movements that are pre-programmed through Choreograph. And then you could use that as a template to create your own applications, things like that. So that's a lot of fun. Everybody knows him. Makey, this is really good for what age range do you think? This is from pretty young age, like from kindergartners. I would play with these too. These are a lot of fun. This is basic. At the core level, it's basic circuitry, like a little bit of electrical engineering type of topics. Basically, you're given a little board and you click some alligator clips to it, and you can program in a ton of different applications for it. You put the other end of the alligator clip into some sort of conductive material. For example, some bananas. You can put it onto just a piece of tin foil, just anything that you can use, and then as soon as a person can touch it, and thus that would close the circuit and apply your application. So you can, you can create a banana piano. Banana piano. Yeah. You can create a video game out of your staircase if you want to put some foil down. You can do just a ton of cool things with this. So this is really good for basic circuitry, small amount of programming. Like I said, really good for elementary school students. Little bits, I'm actually going to pair little bits and Olos together. The Olos, this is 21st century Legos. It's basically, how do I describe it?
Engineering.
Yeah, so it's very simple engineering, structural. You can take it all the way down base level, has no motors, no electronics involved. It's really just building little structures with, you can see these little tiles that you use, and you can kind of click everything together with the rivets and just make cool little devices. As you get higher up, you will use the manufacturer's own servo motors. So they produce some of the best and most widely used servo motors in the industry right now. So you will actually be having these students knowing how to interface with these widely used servo motors that are used in things like robotics arms or the door hinges, like the automatic door hinges, just creating a bunch of little devices. And then so basically you're creating a bunch of little robots, teaching the students how to program them, how to control them, and then literally building them from scratch. So this is good for, up here it says ages 6+, and there's a ton of different versions of this one that I want to say this can take you to university too. Not this kit specifically, but every grade level has a bunch of different variations to it. Same thought process behind having everything built together and then using those servo motors. Sphero, little bits very similar. You basically build a little robot yourself, program it, very basic. Can use a motor, can use some programming as well. Sphero block-based? Yeah, not sure. I think the little bits in the Sphero we're not
selling those
we're not
anymore.
selling these anymore
They don't
anyways.
want to be partners with us, so we kind of have to identify and pivot as we grow because things change. So we find the next best thing or the next best partners. I think that's really important too. Is as you know, on the business side, the partnership I think with the manufacturers is really important. So the more we build relationships with them, the more we understand their product and the more we can speak to them. So like RobotLink has been really good partners, but also we understand that their products are functional, they have good support. So we want to work with them more. But if somebody doesn't want to work with us or they think, they want to work on their own, we can always tell people, well, we have this is available, we don't sell it. So Sphero in little bits is like that. But then, like he was saying, Robotis, this grows with you. So this is the beginning concepts, but then it goes all the way up to these humanoid, mini humanoid robots that you can build. So it's a large world out there and a lot of things you can do. So we just kind of figure out what age range works best. We listen to the customer and then we help them navigate through it. That's it. Thanks.